Ladies and gentlemen, this session is brought to you by Accenture Technology Services. We are very privileged to have with us our esteemed leadership keynote speaker, Dr. Bhaskar Ghosh, Group Chief Executive, Accenture Technology Services, and the leadership keynote is Thriving in the Digital Future. But before I call him onto the dais, here are a few words about him. Dr. Bhaskar Ghosh is the Group Chief Executive of Accenture Technology Services, one of Accenture's 5 global business areas. He is responsible for the Accenture Application Services business globally and oversees revenues of approximately $17 billion. He is a member of the Accenture Global Management Committee. In his role, Dr. Ghosh's focus is to enable enterprises to embrace digital disruption and drive growth through innovation and services designed to reinvent the application portfolio. Under Dr. Ghosh's leadership, Accenture Technology Services has made outstanding progress to rapidly rotate to the new and enable clients to lead in the new. More than 180,000 Accenture technology people have been trained around the world in new IT, including automation, agile development, and intelligent platforms. In the same period, Accenture opened a groundbreaking innovation hub in Bengaluru with a focus on driving innovation at scale, and a network of more than 18 liquid studios around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Dr. Bhaskar Ghosh as I request him to take the dais.
Good morning to all of you. It's real my pleasure and privilege to come and share some thoughts on digital. So I work in Accenture and digital is our business. So large part of our time I spend with our clients in our day-to-day work on digital. So when we got this opportunity, when I saw this agenda is all about focusing on digital, so I thought I must come and share some thoughts with all of you. So today, my topic is thriving in digital future. So digital future, we have heard the 2 speakers before me, I think is opening up the amazing opportunity. What is it for us? What is it for all of you? How we make that relevant for us and prosper in the digital world. I think that is what I'll try to share. So first, why digital is so important? Why we all have to go for digital? I think the basic reason is the 25% of our global economy will be digital by 2020. And today, it is around 22%. Little less than 22%. So this is big. So if we have to be relevant, so digital is important. But this is a global number. What is it for India? In Indian context, in digital market in India is around 450 billion. That is the value it creates. And the projection is by 2022, it will be $1 trillion digital market in India. That is the projection from Economic Times, and we all expect that Indian GDP, which is in 3rd largest in the world today, will move 7th largest in the world today, will move to 3rd largest in the year 2027. That means around 9 to 10 years from now, 10 years from now. And in that journey, the digital will play an important role. So irrespective of industry, irrespective of what you do in your business, you have to be part of this journey to be relevant in the Indian economy in the coming 10 years. Can we really do that? Are we ready for that? I believe in India, infrastructure is ready. Today in a country like India, with a more than billion population, around 900 millions of people has got mobile phone. That's not a small number. Around 450 millions of people has got internet access. And what we believe, that number will increase, and that will create the platform for digital future. What is digital? We heard that digital brings lot of opportunities. Even it can make us immortal. That is just what we heard in the future. But let me try to simplify that and talk about few aspects. One simple aspect, that whenever we talk about digital, we talk about bunch of technologies. We started talking about mobility, mobile, internet, cloud technologies, IoT. Now we are talking about virtual reality, and we are talking more towards the artificial intelligence. So one side, we are talking about bunch of technologies which are digital. Mobility is not new. It's going on for last 15 years. But when it is mobile, plus internet, plus smartphone, data storage in cloud, everything put together, it is creating the impact. There is other side of the story. Other side of the story in the digital is all about the business model. You can see the business model we have heard about today, the Ola, Uber, Amazon, Paytm, Flipkart, so on and so forth. What is so special about those business models? Let's talk about Airbnb. They book room like a hotel through a software. You can do it through your phone. Is it really great? And is it really very difficult to do a room through a software? It is difficult, but may not be that difficult. But what is unique is that business concept where they came up that if you have an unused room in your home, then you can log into Airbnb and create value out of that. That concept is digital. That concept is powerful, and that is possible today enabled by the technology, by mobile phone, by internet, by cloud, and so on and so forth. But so digital is a business model enabled by technology. So I keep a very simple definition of digital. So digital is a technology to create the innovative business model which differentiated client customer experience. So let us keep that simple, and we will all focus on digital in that respect. I talked about 450 million, millions of mobile phone users in India with the internet capability. Mobile phone is for last 15 years, 20 years plus. Now, digital journey, what is next? Is it only mobile phone? Is it only application where you will book our, order some food or, order something, book a hotel? It is more than that. That market is shifting. And I'm going to talk here a little bit about the future. What you see in the digital future, how it is moving from mobile phone driven applications to a new paradigm. And that is driven by this phenomena of four things which is driving that change. First, access to the data. What is happening when we have large number of devices like mobile phone that is generating data? Every day we are sending SMS or talking in Facebook or Twitter and so on and so forth. That is generating data. And then we have IoT devices. Every devices we want to make that more and more intelligent. In car we want to put a chip so that we can track a car. In refrigerator we want to put a chip, and we want to tell refrigerator when the milk gets over so that it can order. We wanted to put a chip everywhere, and that is generating data. And that data is a huge amount of data. And it is not only the digital data, it is also like video feed. In the road you will see a lot of the traffic cameras, traffic light cameras. So that is continuously capturing videos. That is also a data. So, data is coming from video feeds, data is coming from IoT devices, data is coming from internet. So, when all this data gets collected, you need a huge storage. And what has changed? The storage cost has dramatically come down. There is a possibility of storage. In last 30 years, every 14 to 18 months, storage cost is becoming half. And that is helping us to store that huge amount of data which is coming up. Now, when you store all this data, it has no value until and unless you process that, you make out something, you value that, use that effectively. And that is about the computing power. That is cloud. You are storing the data in the cloud and you using the cloud computing to make that data relevant. Like my phone, the location is tracked. So, moment I landed in Calcutta, I started in the evening, I started getting a message that which restaurant is closer to me, where I should go. Moment you open Zomato, immediately it just guide you where you should go. So, it knows that exactly where am I going. In Google knows exactly where is my house, where is my office, what time I start, every day it tracks. So, there is a data, and then they are now using that data with the computing power and knows exactly the profile of a person, and that is how they are using this, and that is enabled by this cloud computing. Now, when you have data, when you can store that data and when you can analyze that data, based on that, new thing is coming up is artificial intelligence, which is primarily based on data. And artificial intelligence is the future where you will find that more and more applications will develop and it will transform the world. In our Accenture research field says that in next 15 years, the world GDP will get doubled. In most of the country, the GDP will get doubled with the power of artificial intelligence. So, this is something big, and this is something which is going to come, and we need to embrace that in our digital journey in the future. So, question is, we are here to talk about how to thrive in the digital future. How do I utilize all this to make an advantage? What should we do? I will leave with you 4 thoughts. 4 thoughts are 4 Ds. 1, digital is about democratization of information. It is all about disrupt the business model, disruptive business model. It is designed for differentiated experience. And finally, digital is here to empower people. That is the purpose. So, 4 Ds are for digital will make the difference to thrive in this future. What do I mean by the democratization of information? So, let us talk a little more about that. So, what I mean is democratization of information is you make information available to the people. You share information, and that is a power. That will drive the productivity, that will improve the quality, that will change the way you do the work. I'll give you one example. I'll give you one example from one of the Accenture's work to make that point. A few years back, we were working for a client for a software development project for a large client, and around 1,200 people were working in that project. And way we constructed the financial, that my revenue, my billing from that project was based on per person per day productivity. That we expected that on an average, every day, every person will deliver around 3 to 3.5 units of software. There was a mechanism to quantify that. So, 3.3 units. So, we were happy. We sold that deal in a different kind of model, and then after 6 months I was reviewing, 3 months I was reviewing the result, then I realized that we are making huge loss. Then I checked, why are we making loss? I said that, we have created the financial around 3.3 to 3.5 productivity per day, but the people are delivering around 1.5. What do you do in that case? Large 1200 people team. So you put more supervisor. So I added more supervisor in the team so that the productivity improves. After a few months I checked, I realized nothing much has happened. Only cost has gone up. Why? I added more supervisors. So I called the supervisors to do something to improve productivity. They said we need more senior people. So I changed some of the people, I added more senior people. Again checked some time. Said nothing much has happened. I said now why it is not happening? Actually cost has gone up further because I put more senior, more experienced people. They don't know. Then I thought let me do some different experiment now. What I did, in a very small experiment, we created a small digital application. We told everyone that when you go home, you should just enter your day's productivity in your phone and submit. And when you submit, on your screen, you get a graph. You get a graph of your productivity and your team's productivity, 2 lines only. When a team lead submits that data for their team, they get their team's productivity and overall productivity. There is no reward if you are above average productivity. There is no penalty, no punishment if you are below average. It is just a data available to you. And do you know what happened after that? The productivity started rising from 1.5 to 2.5 to 3.5 to 4.5. In 9 months, it touched 9.5 to 10 per day. Because everybody wanted to be above average. And if you all wanted to be above average, then average line shifts upward. So that is an example. It's a digital empowerment. Just to make the digital data available, you don't need a supervisor, you don't need anything, it just system works. So this is a concept you can use in administration, in your organization, in your aspect, whether it is a sales or it is a any production or it's in a public sector, in this administration. It is the theory is all about make the system transparent, make the data available to the people, and it will drive the productivity, it will create the governance. The governance is based on transparency of data. So that's a concept. So that worked well. Then we talked about the fresh, some of the other example you can see the Mandi trade and all, where basically the data is available, where it connects to the producer, to the market, and you know the price all the time. So those are very popular. There is something example, good example in Kerala in the fish market, people did that. Okay, so let's talk about the second one, disrupt business model. Now in digital world, the rule of the game is very simple. Either you disrupt the market, you innovate something new, or you get disrupted. So it is important to disrupt the market. There are few models are available. This is based on IMD Business School research. So, if you can say in the digital world, there are a few models are like free. Free model is you that make the platform, the data available to, platform available to free to the people, like Google, like Facebook. We use it, we don't pay anything for that. So that is a model, and they have a revenue model is different. There is a freemium, that means something is free and something is premium service. Therefore, that you have to pay, like LinkedIn. You can log into LinkedIn, you can register in LinkedIn, but if you are if you have to, once a premium service, you have to pay. There is subscription, Netflix, Hotstar. You have to have a subscription to get the regular movies and things. So that is a subscription model. Marketplace, we know the Amazon, Flipkart, the marketplace is buying, the buyer and the seller, they are connecting. Then there is a ownership, access ownership model like Airbnb. They don't have a hotel rooms, they don't have any real estate, but that is the largest hospitality industry company today, and without owning any real estate. So that is the access ownership, and all about the experience. It is the Apple, it tells Tesla, is all about the experience model. So these are the few standard model. There may be more in the digital, and other than that, it is today what is coming up in the future is the new wave. What did I say? That new wave is more of a artificial intelligence, machine learning. That is the future. So we see that today there is a website in UK. It's called donotpay.com. Donotpay.com, and they are the artificial intelligence portal to support you for your legal requirement. If you have a legal requirement, you log into that and you say that this is my problem, I got a ticket for the driving or something, whatever is your problem, and it will provide you the legal support which is based on artificial intelligence. So that is coming up. The virtual doctors, I am sure that that will be, it is already there, and it will be more and more popular in the future, when we will find the virtual doctor should be able to treat us, and based on the knowledge, that knowledge is a huge knowledge base, huge data and experience backed by artificial intelligence. Do you know Sophia? How many of you heard of Sophia? Yes, Sophia is a robot, humanoid robot. She got citizenship on 5th of November last month, around a month back. It's the first robot who got official citizenship of a country. And if you go to YouTube, you see that her interview, I mean, you can just interact with her like a human being. She understands, she speaks, she smiles, she talks. I saw the recent interview. She was asked that, do you want to start a family? She said, yes, I want to start a family. So, world is changing, robots are there, they are coming, they are getting more intelligent, and that will change the rule of the game in the world. You see that whether in democracy or in any other system, what will be the impact. So then I go a little fast on design experience. In the design experience in digital is changing, it is redefining things. Like say when we watch, we talk about in the past, is watch is for time, maximum time and date. Today's watch means it will count how many steps I take, it will tell my heartbeat, it will tell me to stand, it will tell me to walk, it will tell me to breathe, it continuously monitor what I do. So the whole experience, the functionalities of watch is changing in the digital world. In the branding, today, if you are a real estate company and you want to, you are building your property in Calcutta, your customer is in Mumbai, the customer can completely walk into your property by using a virtual glass, virtual reality, and that is the in technology. We are working for multiple clients in various areas, whether taking a security audit in a nuclear plant, which has a high hazardous places, or it is a training for the people in a aircraft manufacturing company, or various places. The virtual reality is becoming more and more important, and upcoming technology will play a huge role. Finally, the digital empowerment. Empowerment is all about the people, and what we believe that in the training is an important area where the training and access to the knowledge can be made very easy with the digital technology. Within Accenture, as we were telling that more than 200,000 people got trained virtually across the globe with a digital platform. But what I see that Khan Academy is an example where they make the best learning content available everywhere. Can it reach to all the village, all the schools in the village? Maybe no today because of the infrastructure, there may be problem. But do you think it will be possible in next few years down the line? I feel this will be very much possible as the internet bandwidth also in the village extent, and this technology is becoming more and more cheaper. So this will amazingly change the world in this time of learning. Then we'll talk about the artificial intelligence in the You know, artificial intelligence, as you know, there is a lot of discussion across the world that you know, it will eliminate job. So there is a huge discussion on the artificial. One side of that will eliminate a lot of work, but the other side of the thing is that it will create a lot of job. That is a positive thing. So that is important, but the use of artificial intelligence is important. How companies can use that as a responsible AI producer, and what we believe that it can do amazing job in changing the people's life. So I'll play one small video, and I'll show that one of the things what we are working with the National Blind Academy in India, and I'll show one small script there. Can you please play the video?
It is a dream come true for blind people. This software will enable us to see the world which we were unable to see previously.
Drishti helps identify objects around the user.
Analyzing the scene. I think there is a cell phone on the table. On deeper analysis, I think it is a black Samsung Galaxy Android phone.
The solution provides natural language generation capability to describe the scene to the visually challenged person. The solution uses human-centric design principles and can integrate with smart glasses like Pivot Head to support the visually challenged with information with just a tap on the mobile screen.
Scene captured. Analyzing the scene, I think it is a white sedan.
The solution can be used to describe the close surroundings.
Analyzing the scene. 2 people were detected. Age 37.3 years old male who is smiling, and 35.2-year-old male who is smiling.
I can say that this software is a drishti, like it is a true vision for us. I must thank all developers of this software. I must congratulate them for taking this step to make our lives meaningful and fulfilled.
So that was a simple example. It's a mobile phone. Thank you. Powered by artificial intelligence can change life of people. So we need to be responsive to the use of AI, and that will create the difference. Well, I'll end this thing with the 3 thoughts. First of all, that digital is all about the mindset. It's about the culture. We have a reset switch here. You know, we have to reset our thinking, and whatever we are doing, just think differently. See how you can use this technology to change the way you do the work. And you know, 3 principles of that. It is not about the technology. It is not about the AI or machine learning or mobile phone. It is all about you to embrace the new. So that is number 1. Second is the skill. Help your people to develop the skill so that they adopt this change and drive that change. And finally, I will leave with a message that innovation at scale. Digital brings the opportunity to drive innovation at scale. Everyone can bring the innovation with digital, irrespective of your industry, irrespective of your area of work, but you can make that happen, and that is how we will thrive in the digital future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bhaskar Ghosh. We request you to kindly remain on stage for a couple of more minutes. And may I request Mr. Didi Prakash, the Managing Director and CEO, APP Private Limited and Chairman INFOCOM, to kindly come forward and present a memento to Dr. Bhaskar Ghosh. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Dr. Bhaskar Ghosh for this very interesting keynote address.